What's up, everybody? My name is Brad, and today I've got another book review for you. And today I'm talking about The Hanover Block by Gregor Xane. And it looks like this is from New Dollar Pulp. This is the first time I've ever read anything by Gregor Xane. I've heard his stuff described as bizarro and weird and nasty. It actually has a little blurb on the front from Edward Warren, Backyard Bizarro of the Nastiest Order. And I agree on all those fronts. The way it was described is exactly what it lived up to. I didn't really know much about what the story entailed other than what it says on the back of the book. And I'll read that for everybody real quick. Living in the long shadow of a tragic accident, Marion struggles through his solitary suburban life. He's resigned himself to a static existence, to living and dying in a world where every house looks exactly the same. Then he notices changes in his neighborhood. Tool sheds and playhouses are cropping up all over, hastily constructed and set at odd angles. The nut job down the road builds an outhouse in the middle of his front yard. And the guy right next door is erecting two geodesic climbing domes, one nested inside the other. People are doing strange things on their lawns. In my opinion, that blurb or description on the back doesn't do the book justice at all. It's very vague. There's a lot more to the book, especially at the end once you start finding things out. There's a lot more to the book than what it sounds like on the back. I thought the writing by Gregor Xane was simple, but I mean that as a compliment in the best way. I did a book review the other day, basically saying the same thing about that author. Gregor Xane, he's not overwriting. He's not trying to over-describe things, using a lot of language just for the sake of throwing in a bunch of words. But the way he writes, it is simple and snappy, but he's also painting a very vivid picture in the world he's creating. It makes the world feel real, makes the world feel lived in. There's a little quote from the book. I don't know why this stood out to me, but it did. It's very simple sentence, but it's very evocative, and it puts a very good mental picture in the reader's mind about what's going on. The front door was scarred with scratches from a dog who'd been dead for years. Like, that is such a simple sentence, but yet it's so descriptive at the same time. I think Edward Warren said something along these lines. It's very simple writing, but it's very detailed writing at the same time. Very deep writing at the same time. So I really like that. But this book, it is bizarre, it is weird, and I think Gregor Xane does a very good job of subtly escalating the weirdness. At first, it's just sort of, let's say the main character here is Marion. We're following Marion. It does hint that there's something tragic that has happened in his past, but it doesn't really say what. And he's just basically existing. He's doing the mundane daily routine. You know, he goes to work, he comes home, you know, he pays his bills. You know, it's just a very boring life, it seems like. He hangs out with a friend named Buddy, who has some very interesting sections in the book. But they sort of drink beer together. Buddy grows pot, they smoke weed together. And that really seems like all that Marion does. It's a very boring existence. Excuse me. But like I was saying, Gregor Xane does a great job of escalating the weirdness. You know, at first, you know, there's something in Marion's neighborhood where a guy's mowing his yard, but he misses this one section of grass and it has just grown really tall. His next door neighbor, like it says on the back, is building these weird domes, and he eventually covers them with tarps and plastic. Just very odd things are happening. And then it just starts to escalate. That guy with the domes, I'm not going to give really any spoilers away. I'll say this one thing, and I'm not going to say any other spoilery type stuff. The guy with the domes, like I said, he's covered them in black plastic. And one night he crawls out of them. He's naked and he's like out of breath and sweating on the lawn. So it's starting to escalate the weirdness. And then at one point it just smacks you right in the face, and you're like, what in the hell is going on? What am I reading? It's just super bizarre and weird, and it gets sort of nasty and gross. I likened it on my written review on Goodreads that it sort of reminded me of those pimple popping videos you see on Facebook. Like, it's gross and you don't really want to watch it, but you can't pull yourself away from it. You're drawn to it for some reason. At least I am. I don't know what that says about me, but I felt like this in the book. Like, it was gross and it was weird. I didn't really understand what was going on, but I needed to keep reading. I wanted to keep reading to find out where the story was going, because I had no idea where it was going to take place to. And what does eventually happen, sort of what starts to sort of get explained, was fascinating. I did not see that coming at all. And it really left me with a sense that I really am looking forward to reading the next book, Brides of Hanover Block. And there's 2 more books after that. There's Sons of Hanover Block, and I don't think the 4th one has been named yet or titled yet. I'm not sure. But it was super weird, super gross and bizarre and strange, and insert whatever adjective you want there. I really, really enjoyed this book. It was, honestly, it was better than I was expecting it to be. I really don't know what I was expecting, but sort of the culmination of what happens at the end and what information we learn, I thought was fascinating. And like I said, I wasn't expecting that sort of stuff to be happening. So I highly recommend this book. I gave it 4 stars. It's a solid 4-star read. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to the second book, Brides of Hanover Block. I've got it already. Gregor was kind enough to send that out to me. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this. It was a fantastic read. It was simple, but yet descriptive. It was weird and bizarre and strange and gross. And the cover, you do find out what this or these things are when you read the book. So don't worry about that. You do find out what that nasty looking thing is. But that is really all I have to say about the Hanover Block. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to the second one. And this was a solid 4-star read for me. But that is all I have to say about it. If you read the Hanover Block, I'd like to know your thoughts about it down in the comments section below. Whether you liked it, didn't like it, what you thought about it. But that is all I have for y'all today. So thanks for spending your time with me. Again, my name is Brad, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.